Peace in, folks. How you doing? Use the force. Positive mental attitude. You know how we do. So, I was thinking about the future. You know, and how we look at the future. And what we want from it. Because obviously, I'm about progression. So, you know, I do these kinds of things. And if you look at how we look at immigration, like I mentioned in a video the other day, and how we view other people and how we view where we live. Now, unless we want to perpetuate separation, really, we've got to think about destroying these ideas about nation states. You know, being really proud of the Union Jack. For what? Like, what's it accomplished? You can say on one hand, it's brought together 3 different nations. You could try and say that it's, I don't think you'd get away with doing it, but you could say it liberated people. Really, that would be a lie. Because really, like, you can find these few little, like, things in society that are, like, a positive. But really, when you look at what positive could be, especially with our capabilities, it's like well short-sighted and not even close to being enough, right? We've been so badly taught that we get offended by people that are going through a hard time in another country finding refuge in our country because it's our country. This separate bit of rock on the same massive bit of rock flying through space. You know? Like, people are encouraged not to develop and change until it's really crucial. Why? Why would that even be a mainstream narrative? Like, you can't teach old dogs new tricks. Why would these things even be perpetuated? Why would that not be stamped out in the obvious recognition that it's hugely limiting for the psychology and the emotions and therefore for wider life? You know? So why have these things been perpetuated? Who fucking cares, really? We all know the past is heinous. We all know what's happened, and why perpetuate it? Why continue? I don't think we need to. We're so connected. I can sit here and make a video on my phone and reach people in Australia, Germany, America, Africa. I'm in the south of England. Do you know what I mean? So we've got the ability to do what's right for us all for one and one for all. We've got the ability to show how fucking awesome we can be and how kind we can be and how that's not a weakness. Another shockingly bad, like, element that has come out of this society, this looking that kindness is a weakness, because that's come about due to the brutality of business and how if you are kind, you get screwed over by these self-serving, greedy, hungry people that have been created out of this system that perpetuates that shit. I mean, it encourages it. So we've just got to be aware enough to do the opposite. You know, when you objectively look at history, the gangsters of yesterday are the rulers of today. We can't ignore it. Well, you can do what you like. I'm not ignoring it. You know, so with the amount of possibilities we have, the technology is off the chain. We've got no reason not to be able to connect. So, are we a global society? Yeah. Do we need to be ruled? No. Do we need connection? Yes. Do we need law? Yeah. Definitely. But not law that's allowed to be changed and altered for the corporations and for the suppression of others. Law, like common law, like simple law. And then everything else is dealt with locally. You know, you don't need to complicate it for it to work. You know, there are so many people that have created theories and, you know, whatnot on potential other societies. If you actually just apply yourself to thinking about it, you can do it. I'm not sitting here like, I'm fucking special because da-da-da-da-da-da-da. For whatever reason, I've had cause to look at things. I won't ignore anything. So here I am speaking out, looking for change of society because the gangsters of yesterday are being the rulers of today and they need to get fucked. You know, but we've been psychologically fucked with because we look at people that are in trouble from another land looking to get refuge here as a problem. That is a problem. That's a problem. You can't ignore the psychology that has been done. You can't. When you look at kids playing, welcoming, right? That's an old one. When you study the native tribes of this earth, all of them, what is the one thing that is consistent amongst them all? I don't know, John, what is the one thing that's consistent amongst them all? Good question. Let me tell you. They're all welcoming. They only started becoming unwelcoming after, you know, the greedy, hungry, power-inflicted fucking forces that were travelling around the world trying to blow up and fight everyone blindly showed their colours to them and they stopped being so welcoming. That's why there is actually that one island that has not had any people allowed on it. Some preacher went there and got killed. Like, they're not letting anyone on the island because of what's happened. So they're like these original natives that have gone, fuck you, don't come near here. Wouldn't you? Like, I wish I was there. I wish I was there on their island going, fuck you, don't come over here, you greedy, dirty, dominating motherfuckers. You're just out for yourself, aren't you? You want to get onto our land, then you're going to want to fucking pretend like you're helping us with something, really, because you just want to take something, right? Because that's what these people have been doing. That's why we're here in this, because they took from our ancestors. They took from our ancestors. So the question is, who's they? The Rothschilds are too public. Maybe it is just as simple as that. There's just a few age-old, power-hungry families. You know, could they be aliens? Of course. Are they? I don't know. I think it's a possibility, but I think it's as likely a possibility that it's humans doing it. But it's a good question. Because it's been going on for so long. So long. They keep on raging against the natives, against the natural way of life. Like, that's been the war. And it's all encompassing. Spiritual, psychological, emotional, mental. If you look at it objectively, to me, at least, I had some crazy motherfucker. It looks to me like, you know, there's been a war on the natural way of life for like thousands of years. But it's been ongoing because it's the enslavement, the indoctrination of psychology, the misleading beliefs of spirituality. You know, but we can change it, right? Everything can change in a moment. Everything can change in one moment. It only takes enough people caring, knowing, conscious, and together. Because we ain't going to achieve nothing good for humanity all the time we're buying into their divide and conquer bullshit. All the time there needs to be someone at the top. They've got an agenda. Because that's an ego position. To all you masters out there, whom I may or may not respect, that's ego. To all you wannabe leaders out there with your leadership qualities, wanting to lead people, that's ego, bro. Take a look at that, or girl. Plenty of powerful women out there that are running around with fucking egos out of check. Plenty of powerful men out there running around with egos out of check. So we got to address our psychology. Ooh, I'm holding a blipper because I've got a new stand for my phone, and I got myself a Bluetooth blipper, so I don't have to be starting the videos like that every time. I can do it from back here. I'm all comfy. I can turn it off, and I just accidentally blipped it. I was like, oh, thought I'd stop the video. I didn't. I'm still here. So it is, man. If we can address our psychology, all you got to do. There was this woman who went around speaking to white supremacists, and she was of Persian descent, I think. Anyway, she wasn't pinky beige. And she destroyed a lot of their clubs just by talking to them, because they realised after talking to her that she was a human, just like any woman of the same skin colour or any man of the same skin colour as them. They realised this is a walking, talking, breathing human being who's like us. So all of these little isms and shit is taught. The flag will teach you to hate other people or think you're grander. The flag will give feelings of grandeur, or potentially insecurities. If you feel particularly guilty about the past, you could feel bad because of the flag, and that would have as much of a detrimental effect as feeling grandeur because of the flag, feeling like, yes, but we liberated the barbarians and we brought civilization to the, no. Civilization was controlled by some power-hungry motherfuckers. That was not evolution. Oh dear. Because if it's evolution, we're being taught we're sick by nature. And there's a lot of these subtle teachings that teach us to be less. No matter what your skin colour is or where you come from around the world, society will degrade large numbers of the population within it. It's a psychological mind trap, and it's easy to get out of. You just got to recognise it, finding yourself where it's affected you, and simply take another path. We've all been raised in it, so we've all been affected by it. I'm working on my shit, I have to make sure I don't fall off the wagon and use drugs as a coping mechanism. It takes a lot of my... Well, it doesn't take a lot. When things get hard, and that can come in many different ways, but, I have the ability to use drugs as a coping mechanism. Now, I've got very good at not doing that. So I'm not saying I could just fucking, no. But because I know it's happened, I just keep an eye on it. And it's anything like that. But we're going psychological. We've been manipulated by school. Hence why we've got all of these what's the word I want to bloody use? Where we think less of other people or more of ourselves, but then we're hit with this paradox where we're taught this supreme bit, but then we have these insecurities anyway. So we've got to go. it's that time. Use the force. Positive mental attitude. Be calm in your thoughts. Keep loving your hearts. Let's get it.